So I guess we're talking about Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yes. Guardians of the Galaxy 2. So you enjoy Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah, it's probably my favorite Marvel movie.
That's
Well, what's yours?
Thor. The first Thor movie.
Both Thors are terrible.
No, the first Thor is good.
The first Thor is better than the second Thor, but it's not good.
First Thor is a good, fun time. with
I'd say
Thor.
most people agree that the best Marvel movies are Guardians of the Galaxy, Winter Soldier, and Avengers, like the first one maybe. But for me, it's Winter Soldier and Guardians of the Galaxy. So that made Guardians of the Galaxy 2 like more disappointing. Like I didn't go in with like high expectations. Like I really like James Gunn. He's like probably one of my favorite directors. Like Super is one of my favorite movies of all time.
I didn't care for it.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe I just wasn't in the right state to be watching it.
Yeah.
Maybe I was just kind of like... I think like... a
Well,
friend,
yeah, you weren't stoned.
a friend... Yeah, because I'm not a fucking piece of shit. Suck it, stoners! Our stoner demographic? Fuck you. Get out of here. I don't
Even our
want...
2 subscribers. One of them is me.
Oh no, I lost my stoner subscriber. I lost half
I'm gonna
my
unsubscribe
viewers.
now. I'm not a stoner.
Oh.
Reference, I'm not a stoner
Oh.
anymore. Although I was when I watched Super. I should maybe watch it again, like, sober and see if I still like it. But I've seen it a couple times and I really enjoyed it. Same with Slither. It's a pretty good action movie. It's got some good practical effects. I don't know. I just think James Gunn's, like, good at writing, like, jokes. He's a funny director. There's some really funny moments in Super and Slither. Guardians of the Galaxy, just a fun, competent movie. Had some good jokes, had some good characters.
Yeah,
It was
I agree.
enjoyable. It was like Avengers in space. It was like Avengers and Star Wars, like, smushed together.
Yeah, I agree. It was very like competent. It's definitely worth like the one-time watch.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely say it was a movie to see in the cinema.
Yeah.
And not check it again.
No,
Just-
I've seen it 7 times. I enjoy it every single time.
I-
It's not like it's not one of my favorite movies ever. It's just I'll put it on in the background. I like Guardians. I'm on my phone half the time, and then this is the great scene where Drax says like,
Yeah, any Drax scene.
yeah, any Drax scene.
Green Whore.
Who?
You know what he said?
Talking Green Hornet.
No, Green Whore.
Is this from Guardians 2?
That's from Guardians 1.
Oh
Where he
yeah,
just
yeah.
calls Gamora
Yeah,
Green Whore.
Yeah, it's a good scene. The best scene is when it's like he says the metaphors will go over his head, and he says nothing will
Yeah.
go over my head. I will catch it.
My reflexes are too quick.
If you look at Guardians 1 and then look at Guardians 2,
Drax is a completely different
Yeah.
character.
yeah, he's just laughs a lot, man,
Yeah.
and then insults people. Like it's not even like he doesn't understand metaphors. It's just like he's a dick.
Yeah. It's just like it doesn't come off as he just doesn't understand like sympathy or anything.
Uh-huh.
It's just he's just being an asshole to people.
Yeah. So I guess for this we're gonna do like non-spoilers and then spoilers. I guess we'll start with the fact that there was no plot in the movie.
Yeah. It was just things just kept happening.
Yeah, it was a collection of like subplots, and that was kind of it.
They were hired to fight a space monster.
Yeah, at the beginning, and then they just kind of do stuff for
Yeah.
like an hour and a half, and they talk to people, and nothing really happens, and there's like no action scenes, and then
Yeah.
it's like an epilepsy explosion in the end.
What was with the lack of action?
Yeah, well, the entire movie, I'm like, come on, get to the action, and then we
Yeah.
get to the end, and I'm like, no, I take it back. I just go back to
Yeah,
when people
yeah.
were talking.
Like every like action sequence was just like either the action was in the background,
Yeah.
or it was a space battle where you couldn't really tell what was going on because
Yeah.
there was a million ships.
Oh yeah, the space battles were awful in
Yeah.
this. Like the space battles, they weren't great in the
Yeah,
first Guardians,
but
but
they
they
were
were
still, like,
fine.
yeah,
They were serviceable.
They were coherent.
Yeah,
in the
you knew
first
what was
one.
happening. You
Yeah.
knew who each people were. But as you said, with this, it was just like,
Yeah, there was like a million ships chasing them. They were
Yeah.
going through an asteroid field.
yeah. And, but the asteroids were like jumping or something.
They were wormholes with where asteroids were or something. Passing around.
I like how they like go to hyperspace in this. It's like a weird like beehive thing, and they kind of
Yeah.
just jump through a little hole. It's kind of cool. Like I don't want to say like I absolutely hated this movie because there's like little elements here and there where I smiled or I laughed or I'm like, oh, that's good. I like to see that, like little Easter eggs and stuff where it's like, oh, cool, that now exists in the Marvel universe. But
Yeah.
it's just a film that you watch and like most of it's bad,
Yeah.
and then you never want to watch it again, which is sad because like after I finish Guardians, I'm like, I can't wait to see that again. But with this, it's like I don't want to ever see that again in my entire life.
Yeah. Like it's not a competent action movie. It's
No.
not a competent character drama.
It's not even a good sequel because it gets most of the characters wrong.
Yeah,
Like they're not really the same as they were in the last film. Like
Yeah.
not like it's not like they developed. They're just different characters.
Yeah,
as
yeah.
you said. Like
they did-
Groot is a completely different. He's just annoying in this movie.
it feels like the Big Bang Theory of movie. Like,
That's a really good analogy.
like the first season was bad, but not awful.
yeah,
And then in season 2, they just
they pandered to the ADHD demographic.
Yeah, they were like, okay, what were the jokes that landed in the first season?
Let's just do
That's
them
all
again.
their characters
Yeah.
are anymore.
I remember seeing Guardians of the Galaxy 1 in the cinema. There was that scene at the beginning in the 80s, and then the bit where he's like in the cave and he puts his Walkman on, he starts dancing and kicking things, and then
Yeah.
like the title card comes up,
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy, and I just remember sitting in the cinema and I started to smile. I'm like, I'm gonna really love this movie.
Yeah,
And I was waiting for that moment in this one, and the title card came up, and by then it was just that they were fighting a monster in the background. And I was like, oh no, I'm
Yeah.
gonna really hate this movie.
as their Minions style mascot was
Yeah.
having a grand old time.
Yeah, he was dancing around. He didn't seem to care. But I bet Disney's gonna make a lot of money on Baby Groot merchandise.
Baby Groot. No, they've got to make money on the adolescent Groot now.
Yeah, yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is puberty Groot.
Oh, for God's sake.
That's a spoiler.
We've already said a lot of spoilers, by the way, up to this point.
Have we? We've talked about like.
Well, we've talked about like the first 20 minutes of the movie, pretty much.
That's fine. I'd say spoilers or anything after like the second half of the film.
Well, I'd say spoilers are anything you can't get from the trailer. That's the whole movie.
Yeah.
That's all movies these days.
Yeah, I know exactly. It's like let's look back at Amazing Spider-Man 2. What a great trailer that is.
It's just
As
a
you see,
movie.
you don't need to watch the movie. It literally ends the same way the movie
Yeah.
ends.
Ah. What a good trailer. Well, I mean, that's what they want these days. They want you to see a whole movie, and then you decide if you're going to pay to watch it, but if it was 100 times longer...
Yeah. And that's what this felt like. I had a bag of popcorn, and I like to eat popcorn like during movies, especially like the action scenes. I just shove popcorn in my face. It gives me something to do. I fidget and stuff. And then this, I was like halfway, like I was eating popcorn at the beginning of that dumb action scene. I was like, I don't like this, but whatever.
Yeah.
And then there's like no action for most of the movie.
Yeah.
And I was like, I put my popcorn down. I'm like, I'll eat this when the plot starts. 2 hours later, I still had no idea what the plot was.
There's Star-Lord, and he has a dad.
And Gamora's got a sister.
Yeah. Which should have had... That whole story should have been done in the first movie.
Yeah, it wasn't even like an extension of that. It was just the same plot, but again, except
Yeah.
they kind of resolved it from the last film.
Yeah.
This is not a standalone movie at all. Like
No.
Winter Soldier, you can just watch.
Yeah, because it's so divided from
Yeah.
Captain America: The First Avenger, and it's far enough from Avengers that it works on its own as just like a standalone Captain America movie.
Uh-huh. This doesn't work as a sequel. Really?
Yeah.
It's not a
No.
good sequel and it's not a good standalone. So
It feels like the Guardians of the Galaxy movies are gonna just wind up feeling like a mini series.
yeah,
Where like the first movie, it felt like a movie. The second one feels like the third and fourth episode of a 6-episode
Yeah,
miniseries.
I see that.
Well, in my notes, I wrote down some wonderful things, such as my first note, it sucked.
Yeah.
My second note, GOTG, more like GTG, because I gotta go out of the theater
Oh,
to get my money back.
wow.
I didn't like the movie very much.
We didn't pay for this movie.
I pay for an
We
unlimited
have
card.
unlimited cards.
Yeah,
That's the thing. Like
unlimited
I still had a
cards
refund.
aren't really unlimited though.
Yeah, they are.
You can't watch 2 movies at once. That's a limitation right there. Fight me, Cineworld.
I went on that the jokes went on forever.
Yeah. There was one where they were just asking people if they had a thing.
Yeah, and then they're just like, "Do you have a thing?"
Literally every character is asked, and then he's asking, "Hey, did you ask this guy?"
This is all happening during like an important action scene as well.
Yeah.
And it's just
Like a crucial turning point in the movie, and then they do the same thing as in the introduction, where the action is in the background, and you're focusing on just something uninteresting.
was that to like save budget? Do you think? Oh, okay. This
I don't
action
think
scene's
they-
supposed to be 30 minutes long. Maybe we have a joke here that's like 5 minutes long.
I don't know why they'd need to budget it, because Guardians of the Galaxy was super successful.
Yeah, I guess.
And it was like way more successful
Well,
than
it
they
just-
thought it was going to be.
If it's not a budgetary thing, then it just feels completely out of place. And it's like there's a. I don't want to spoil the film, but there is like a big spoiler at the end.
I do want to spoil the film. I want to spoil it all. Don't see this movie. Listen to me talk about the
Yeah,
movie
okay.
instead.
Do you want to just go into spoilers then?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's more interesting.
Spoiler warning! Put a big thing on the screen that says spoilers.
Spoilers.
Spoilers! Actually, we'll say first, do you recommend this movie?
No. This movie felt like Marvel's first just a cash grab.
Yeah.
Like, there was no continuing universe stuff, really, apart from just going a little bit deeper into the Guardians of the Galaxy. But it feels unnecessary, because a lot of these plot points are gone over in the first
Yeah.
movie. So this movie just feels like they just made it just because Guardians of the Galaxy is a thing,
Yeah.
and they just had to make another one.
I feel the exact same. Like, I really like the first one. If you've seen it and you really like the first one and you were looking forward to this, don't.
Yeah.
Like, go in with expectations that it's going to be absolutely dreadful, and you might not hate it as much as we did. But I went in with the expectations that it wasn't going to be as good as the first film, but I like James Gunn, so it might be okay. But I agree with exactly what you said. It just felt like a cash grab. It just felt like, oh, what worked in the first film? Remember that scene where Drax looked at Groot, and then Groot froze and he didn't move, and then Drax looked away, and then he started dancing again? Well, we'll shove that in here again. It was just like...
Call
the first one was...
back.
Yeah, it was a funny film, so this time has to have like 4 times as many jokes.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if they're actually funny this time.
Yeah, we're just putting a joke and
Yeah.
hope it works.
Like, the only jokes that worked were Drax's, and
Yeah.
they weren't even as good as like the first one. It was just... Dave Bautista has some really good line delivery on most of it.
Yeah, it's just because he has a great, like, big dumb guy voice.
Yes. My turds are renowned for being huge.
Yeah, that got me. It's like man, just like a shit joke is great.
Yeah.
Just because it's in that context. Of, like,
Yeah.
he's saying it so eloquently.
But my problem with it was before he even said that, it went ha 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 ha, and it was like, that's redundant.
You
Oh
peaked
wow!
On, yeah, you peaked on my microphone with that.
Maybe turn that down.
Yeah.
But he does. He laughs way too much.
Yeah.
Like I don't even. Maybe he laughed once in the first movie, but in this he laughs like 10 times that I can remember.
Well, I remember him laughing when he was drunk, and then he laughed again when someone explained a joke to him.
Oh yeah.
He laughed like 2 times. He did that laugh in the original. In the second one, I think he laughs 9 or 10 times.
About 10 times, yeah.
Because he's just like every time there's anything he finds remotely humorous, he just bursts out laughing like
But
that.
the big thing about Drax in the first one was that he didn't really understand humor, and that's just gone in this.
Yeah.
He finds just like everything funny.
I don't really understand how far time has passed. Like, because Gamora and Peter's relationship hasn't developed.
Yeah.
They've stayed.
They just keep saying, "Oh, there's a thing between us."
Yeah.
And it's like if you have to say it, then there's not a thing.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking about like writing. Like it's not like it's a subtle like oh they kind of look at each other, they care about each other. The only thing they do in this film is talk about how they kind of like each other but they don't.
Yeah.
And they say it good like 3 times. I'm like I don't care. Like either do something with it or don't. And I was hoping it was going to pay off so at least the scenes wouldn't be pointless. But nothing happens. They just don't. It's fine. We'll leave that for Guardians 3, I guess.
Yeah. The will they, won't they, Ross and Rachel. Oh my god.
Is he gonna fuck the green girl? I'm so invested in these characters.
She's green.
Yeah. She's a green whore. Alright, okay, well...
Okay, so more
Yeah, even
actual
more
spoilers.
spoilers. Proper spoilers.
Yeah.
Kurt Russell's good. I like Kurt Russell.
Yeah, he's good up in as like fun dad.
Yeah.
It's when they try to make him the villain.
Well,
that-
like, I think from the very beginning, there's like the scene at the very, very beginning. The de-aging technology is awesome, by the way. Like, I thought it was a different actor for a short period until I'm like, oh, that's Kurt Russell.
yeah, he looked creepily old next to the actors playing Peter's mother.
Yeah, he
though.
didn't look the same age.
Like-
Even though he was de-aged, he
Yeah,
didn't look the
he
same
still
age.
looked like that woman's father.
But I mean, that's fine because he gave her a brain tumor, so I guess
Yeah.
it's fine that it was creepy.
Yeah.
But the moment he comes off the ship and he's like, "My name's Ego," I'm like, "Oh, he's Ego the Living Planet." I'm like, "Oh, he's a bad guy." Because
I hate knowing about Marvel comics
Yeah.
because it just ruins
It was the same
movies.
with Winter Soldier. It was announced like Winter Soldier. I'm like, "Oh, Bucky, cool."
Yeah.
And then that was supposed to be like a spoiler in the film. I was with a guy that didn't know anything about it. He turned to me. He's like, "Oh, Bucky's the Winter Soldier." I'm like, "Yeah, I know."
Yeah, can you tell? You can look at him and tell it's Sebastian
Yeah.
Stan.
Well, he's got long hair, and I guess if you hadn't seen the first one in a while, but man, we mumbled a lot.
Well, I was
Vin.
I was doing
Vin
a
Damsel.
Sylvester Stallone impression.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was in the film.
Yeah.
he's in it for 2 scenes,
He's
and
like
they're entirely
the leader
pointless.
of the Ravagers.
Yeah, he's distractingly just there.
Yeah, he is distractingly a celebrity in this movie.
Yeah, like Kurt Russell. Like I was like, oh, it's Kurt Russell, and then after a while, it's like, oh, he does a good job, so you kind of forget it's Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
But Sylvester Stallone is in 2 scenes, and he plays Sylvester Stallone. You betrayed the code. You betrayed the law. I was really hoping he was going to say that.
Yeah.
You betrayed the law.
He also looked like he had been de-aged a bit. I think it's just because I think in
Looked all older in Expendables 3.
yeah, and in Creed where he was specifically supposed to be like dying Rocky, and that's the most recent
Yeah.
thing I've seen him in
Yeah,
before this.
yeah. He had like all grey hair in that, didn't he?
Yeah, he looks super old.
Maybe they just stuck a wig on him in this,
yeah,
or they used like de-aging technology on
yeah, I
his hair.
think they did a bit of de-aging on him, like
Probably
a
did.
fair solid bit.
Yeah. It's kind of a waste, like, because Sylvester Stallone really didn't need to be here.
Yeah, I feel like he's just a shoehorned in thing for like
Well,
the
are they
Ravagers
setting
are
up-
gonna fight
yeah.
Thanos with the Avengers and the Guardians of the Galaxy or something.
What, really?
I'd assume so because they're gonna.
Yeah, I thought they were, like, teasing, like, a Ravengers spin-off movie. It's like,
I couldn't imagine them doing that.
yeah.
Unless they're good in Avengers 4.
We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Well, we don't have to talk about spoilers and sequence.
Yeah, I know, but we're kind of talking about, I've got a list of all the stuff. The characters had nothing to do.
It's Star-Lord's story.
Except he's not in it.
Yeah, he's
until, like,
not,
the very
he doesn't
end.
do enough in his own fucking story. 'Cause
Yeah.
he's just kind of being led around by his dad, being told, like, hey, son, you want
Hey,
to play catch?
Yeah, you were talking about playing catch with David Hasselhoff. Well,
I'm David Hasselhoff now.
let's throw an energy ball. I kind of like that scene. I was like, oh, that's cute. He's playing catch with his dad eventually.
Yeah, that 40-year-old man playing a catch with his dad.
It was a little weird.
Yeah. Well,
But I don't know. It was one of. It was
he's
one
too
of the-
old to have daddy issues.
Who cares? He was abducted by a blue guy that threatened to eat him.
But I don't know, it's like, yeah, because what is he? He is like 34 or 33. It's like, it just seems weird to me that he has like, his daddy issues are this much, this high a level.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But I was kind of getting like Fast and the Furious, like flashbacks.
Family.
Yeah,
We're
there was a
family
huge
now.
theme in like family, and the action
Yeah.
scenes like just completely broke all laws of physics.
Yeah.
Like there's just explosions happening, and people are coming out with just like a little bit of dirt on their face, and it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, the consequence of death is
Yeah.
like nothing, and then a character dies at the end, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't feel anything,
Like-
because it feels like a cartoon all the way up to this. So it's like, oh, now you want to kill off a character after he just survived like an explosion?
Yeah.
Like,
Like Drax and Gamora, they get the shit knocked out
Yeah.
of them, but they're just fine. They get
Mm.
up immediately. I get that they're both like super strong aliens.
yeah. But there's
But
like that scene where like Drax is like hanging out the back of the ship, and he's
Yeah.
like shooting the ship.
And Gamora too, and they crash land.
Yeah, and he's like getting thrown around everywhere, and I'm just sitting there like, okay, well, death has no meaning in
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy anymore. Like, it was kind of done with the first one, but it wasn't like
yeah,
whatever the fuck this was. Like, that's what I'm saying. Fast and the Furious, like the end of Fast and Furious 8. Like Vin Diesel jumps over an exploding submarine and comes out with like a tiny little bit of dirt on his head.
yeah, and then he said,
This is worse.
and then he had his famous line, "We are Groot."
I forget he's in there.
Yeah, you forgot that Vin Diesel is Groot.
Yeah, this is Fast.
And
This
he's
is the
still-
Fast and Furious of the MCU.
It really surprised me when I saw in the credits that Vin Diesel is still Baby Groot.
Yeah.
They just pitched his voice. they didn't even just go, let's just get someone else to do Baby Groot.
Can we talk about Baby Groot?
Can we talk about how I would just set him on fire if I had the chance? Because he's an annoying shit.
Yeah. He really has no purpose to be in this film other than to sell toys.
Yeah.
He's annoying. Like,
Yeah, in the
he's
first-
kind of cute. Like, when I saw him in the trailers, I'm like, oh, it's Baby Groot. It's kind of cute. But
Yeah.
in this, he's just irritating.
Yeah, because like in the first film, Groot was kind of charming because he's just a big, like, lovable dope.
Mhm.
In this, he has that, like, a child who
Yeah. He's
does,
just,
who's
he's
not
just,
being told by their parents, like, no, don't do
Yeah.
that. They have that whole thing of like Rocket is his dad now, but it's not like he's like, no, he's not like, I'm putting you over my knee, boy, because you're not fucking listening to me. He's kind of like, okay, just don't kill us all. Please don't kill us all. He might kill us all.
He's probably going to kill us all.
Yeah.
Oh, but then he didn't in the end.
Yeah, it would have been funnier if he killed them all.
Yeah, that would have been better if the film just ended with them all dying. There was that joke in the middle where they're like, oh, we need to escape this, like, Rocket and Yondu get, like, caught, and they're in the pirate ship. They're like, we need to get out, but we're going to need to use Baby Groot. And they tell him to go get this thing, and then he brings back, like, a severed toe.
Yeah, like
and
that.
And a table, and it's just like...
Because of how long that scene dragged on, when the toe came up, it didn't save the scene, but it at least made me laugh.
Yeah, that made me laugh, but the rest of it was just, when he brought the table, I was just like, just stop.
Yeah.
Like, this movie's already going on too long. Just, this joke doesn't need to be here. Like, it was funny the first time where they said, go bring the thing, and he brought something else. I can't remember what he brought. It was his underwear.
Eye. The underwear, then the robot eye.
He could have just ended with the underwear. But no, it had to get as far to the point where Groot, as a child, apparently severs people's toes.
Yeah. And of course, they had to have the callback of Rocket taking people's prosthetics.
Yeah.
Because it's funny. Because they'll be like, they won't know where it is.
Oh yeah, that was in the first one.
Yeah.
That wasn't even funny.
He specifically wanted that guy's eye in the first one.
Yeah.
And he got the eye. He took the eye in the first one, and then he took his new eye in this. Of course, the guy, I guess, died in this one. So.
Yeah, I don't really like the Revengers in this. Because at the beginning, at the beginning they kind of play it for like being these horrifying monsters that like kill each other and they like eject each other out of like the spaceship and stuff. And then there's a scene where they're all asleep and one of them's cuddling up with a teddy.
Yeah,
and
like it's
sucking his thumb. I'm like, this is just weird.
Yeah, because it's like they try and talk about like this code of honor within the Ravagers and like they're a brotherhood, but then they're just
pirates.
Yeah, then it's just like okay,
Taserface.
Okay,
haha, it's a funny name
because it's not a good name, but he thinks he's the toughest sounding guy around.
That's a recurring joke. They say 10 times.
I really like how the recurring jokes all happen within about 5 minutes, where they do them like 10 or 20 times.
Yeah.
And then they stop, but they're never funny.
Yeah. They're maybe fun. They kind of chuckle the first time, maybe.
Yeah, a giggle from like the first time that Star-Lord's asking for tape, like, hey, Yondu, do you have tape?
No, I didn't even laugh at all. I was just perplexed by that scene. That's the scene we were talking about in the non-spoilers. Like, at the end,
the thing.
There's this giant fight happening in the inside of a planet, and Rocket just asks Star-Lord to get some tape. And he asks everyone, and it's so loud, and you hear explosions in the background, and you're like, this is dumb.
I can certainly say, I'm not hooked on this movie. It wasn't very good.
There's another the gold people. Like,
yeah,
I thought
they're just
they're annoying,
and then
they're just kind of there. They keep coming back.
Yeah, and they don't really do anything.
Yeah, like I was just thinking in the beginning, oh, they're just going to be like Guardians of the Galaxy are working for these guys. They're just doing an odd job.
Yeah, there's going to be like a throwaway thing, but then they're kind of playing the same role that the Ravagers did in the first one.
Yeah, that's what I thought they were going to do. But then they come back like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
And each time it's like, oh, come on. Like they're fighting Ego the Living Planet, and then they just show up, and they start like attacking them. I'm like, this is just dumb.
Also,
like, just stop.
Like, it was kind of fun when they have like, oh, it's like a video game to them.
That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But they did that like 4 times. The point was like, I don't care anymore. Yeah, the music wasn't even as good as the first movie.
Yeah, they really blew it on having too many good, memorable like songs of the 80s in the first one. They didn't have anything left over for the mixtape volume 2.
No, there's a couple of good songs, like Fox on the Run's a good one. I think there's another one, Mr. Blue Sky, I think they play. That's a good song. But I already knew those songs going in. And with the first film, it was like, I didn't grow up in the 80s, so most of the songs I didn't know, except for like Rocket Man and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was like, when the film ended, I was like, oh, that was a good song. And I started listening to the soundtrack. But in this, it's like, there was 2 songs that I knew, and they were the best songs, and then the rest I didn't know, and I didn't care for, and I've already forgotten them, and I don't want to listen to them, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because as you said, they used all the good ones in the first one, and now they just have to use what's left. Except there's a lot of good songs from the 80s they could use.
Yeah, but now they've got good songs from forever thanks to the Zune.
Oh yeah, that was quite funny.
Yeah, that's just because like, man, the Zune is such an obscure, like, shitty MP3 player.
Yeah. So no, that's Microsoft. Because they used the Sony Walkman, I thought that might have been in their contract with them getting Spider-Man, that they had to put in a bunch of Sony products into Marvel movies. So at the end they were going to be like, have the Sony Ericsson, the Sony Xperia phone.
Yeah, no, I thought he was going to have Sony Walkman MP4 player kind of thing or something. But no, like a Zune.
Yeah. I think that's the joke, that Zunes are terrible.
Yeah. And they're talking about how like, yo, Yondu was like, this will be amazing for Peter.
Yeah.
He loves music. 300 songs.
Can we talk about Yondu? Because he's kind of my favorite character in this.
I didn't care for him in the first one, and I still didn't care for him in this one.
I liked him in the first one because he's just like a badass kind of asshole. And there's that one scene in the first one where he kills a bunch of people with an arrow, and it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I'd say...
In this scene, I like... In the comics, he's got like a big kind of mohawk.
Yeah.
But... In the first one, he just kind of had a little bump on his head, but in this one, he gets the mohawk.
I like that they brought in the actual mohawk.
Yeah, he looked cool with it.
Yeah.
And he's got a really cool action scene when they're going through the pirate ship, and he's just murdering everyone, and then he blows the whole thing up. It's entirely pointless and out of place, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah, although it has that same problem of it's just focusing on a character in the scene. It's in slow motion. He's just walking. There's just stuff going on around him in the background.
Actually, yeah, I know what you mean.
It's the same as every other action sequence.
It's
the best shot one.
Yeah.
It's definitely the coolest one, but it's still the same as the others. I think.
But it's cool because like he's walking badass, but he's controlling the arrow. Yeah. But with like the scene at the beginning with Groot, other people are fighting in the background, and Groot's just doing something completely unrelated. But with this one, it was like, well, at least Yondu's a badass, you know. And I cared for him in this. Like he had more character development. In the first one, he's just an asshole, but in this, it turns out like, oh well, Eagle the Living Planet's like a monster, and Yondu was actually saving Peter Quill and stuff like that. And then they get to the end,
but he also just took like thousands of kids.
Yeah, I guess he did take thousands of kids.
Yeah,
to their
before
death.
He caught on to what was going on. Like, hey, wait a minute. How come every time I come back here, you don't have that kid that I brought last time?
I've been eating them. Oh, okay, that's fine.
To power myself.
Maybe Yondu ate some of the other ones.
Maybe that's why he was always threatening Peter, because he's like, I did eat that tasty Skrull kid.
Skrull. I had to jump over to the Fox universe to eat that Skrull.
Yeah.
Oh no, they have the Chitauri.
Oh yeah, the Chitauri, yeah. The shitty Ultimate Universe knockoff of the Skrull.
But then at the end, they kind of bring Yondu into the Guardians. I'm like, okay, well, he was on the poster, so that makes sense. And there is a bit where, like, Rocket hands him, like, a backpack and a space suit or whatever.
Yeah, the space
and I
suit
started to
thing,
think at that point, I'm like, is Yondu going to die?
Yeah.
Like, I hope he doesn't die, because I quite like him in this. I want to see him in the third one. And they kill him off. Like, after they've already killed off Ego the Living Planet, and it's supposed to be this emotional moment, but I wasn't even sure, because, like, Marvel have a habit of not killing off characters, or they kill them off, and then they immediately come back. So I was like, is he really dead? And it just had, like, I felt, it's like, I should feel something here, but because this entire movie has just been terrible jokes, I'm not sure, like, a serious moment out of nowhere just doesn't really work, because it is just out of nowhere. It came after, like, 10 really terrible jokes. Well, like the tape joke, and then the Groot pressing the wrong button joke, and then it's like, oh yeah, and Yondu dies.
Feel something, people.
Yeah, and then they're joking afterwards as well. So it's like it feels really out of place. If you're gonna kill a character at the end, don't have so many jokes in the third act of the film. You know, it would have been fine if they put all the jokes at the beginning, and then the third act, well, no, we need to get serious and stop the bad guy. Howard the Duck is now just a staple of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, I assume he's gonna be like in the Colosseum in Thor Ragnarok or something.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Like
because Thor 3 just looks like Guardians of the Galaxy, like 2.5.
I just guess he's gonna be like placing bets or something somewhere.
That'd
like,
be cool.
I'm putting it all on the green guy.
Yeah. I want to see more Howard the Duck. I want to see a Howard the Duck reboot.
Yeah, I'd like that, or at least like one of the like Marvel shorts they put on the Blu-rays. Yeah, just do one of those.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Like, even if they just, like, remade the opening sequence of
the
Howard the New Breed of Hero, because fuck anyone who calls it Howard the Duck in America. It's called Howard a New Breed of Hero.
Alright. But yeah, no, that'd be great.
Recreate that opening scene.
Yeah, CG duck tits.
Yeah! Duck tits. Woo! Oh, Nostalgia Critic.
Yeah.
Your only joke that I still can laugh at.
The Watcher is also just...
Yeah, they
he's
just
in
kind of like,
MCU
okay, the
now.
Watcher's just in now. The Watchers.
And he's best friends with Stan Lee. And then there was a theory going around a while back that Stan Lee was the Watcher, and
Yeah.
that's why he's in every Marvel movie.
But they confirmed that Stan Lee is the same man in all of his cameos.
What?
Well, you know, because like he was talking.
He was in the 40s in Captain America.
Yeah.
He just doesn't age.
Yeah. Well, because he was talking about the time he was a mailman when he
What,
was
in Fantastic Four?
No, when he was an astronaut. Yeah, because it was Fantastic Four that he was the mailman. But that's what he said in Guardians. You know, when he was talking.
So the crappy Fox Fantastic Four movie takes place in the MCU.
I can only hope so. To Chris Evans. Do you like Captain America Chris Evans, or do you like Human Torch Chris Evans?
Well, I guess there's only one way to find out. Fight!
Well, the Human Torch could just burn him alive.
Yeah, but Captain America's got that healing factor.
Yeah, but he's not got like a Wolverine healing factor.
Yeah, throw a shield at him, knock him out. He's super strong. Human Torch isn't super strong.
No, but he can fly.
He can
shoot
deflect.
fire.
Yeah, but he can deflect the fire with a shield.
Yeah, the Human Torch can move like incredibly fast. He could just fly around him and shoot him in the back.
Captain America would find a way out of it.
Yeah.
Captain America beat Iron Man somehow.
That's because he beat the shit out of him.
This movie sucks so much for talking about like anything else.
Yeah.
We have a habit of this. Like, I don't want to talk about this piece of shit. Let's just talk about something interesting.
Yeah. As everyone remembered, Serene McKellen Battle Coliseum.
Oh yeah.
Now it's Chris Evans Battle Coliseum.
Post in the comments below who you think would win, Chris Evans or Chris Evans.
Do you think that?
I mean, Chris Evans, the radio host from BBC Radio 2.
Oh yeah, the Top Gear.
Yeah, the guy that was on Top Gear for 2 weeks and then got fired.
Yeah. Or what was that movie? Was it called Easy A? Where Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson, and some other people were stealing the SAT scores, and it was a heist movie, but they were teenagers, and they were taking the SAT scores.
Is this starring Chris Evans from BBC Radio 2?
No, Chris Evans from Not Another Teen Movie. Chris Evans from Not Another Teen Movie versus Chris Evans from Captain America.
Versus Chris Evans from that rom-com that he did.
Oh yeah, the one with Anna Faris.
Yeah.
Who do you think Anna Faris would enjoy being fucked more by?
Captain
Her
America or the
husband-
Human Torch?
Her husband, Star-Lord, or Captain America?
Ooh. Which Chris does she want to get fucked by?
Yeah.
It's the battle of the Chris's.
I just-
Hemsworth v. Evans v. Pratt.
I'd assume Pratt, because she's married to him. And
Yeah.
she married him when he was fat.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's fucked up, dude.
Yeah, she must love him. Well, as Drax says in this film, it's good to be ugly, because that way you know when people really love you.
Also, I don't understand the whole, like, Chris Pratt handsome thing. I just think he looks, like, normal. He's got kind of an ugly forehead.
He's handsome.
He's got, like, an
No,
ugly
no
forehead.
homo. But yeah, I'd fuck him.
I don't know, I just never got it. I think he's got, like, a cool, jacked body.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, his face...
He's funny. He's a funny guy. Girls like guys that can make them laugh.
He asked everyone if they had tape. It's funny, right?
I'm not saying this movie's funny. I'm saying he's funny.
Hey, he was funny in Parks and Rec. I don't find him particularly funny in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies.
No, he's not.
I feel like he's not even supposed to be. I feel like he's supposed to be like a dude bro asshole.
Yeah.
That's more you're
see
laughing at him, not with him.
Or there's a couple lines he had that were kind of funny. We barely mentioned Ego the Living Planet.
That's because he's not interesting.
No, I would say that he's like probably the most interesting part of the film, but they just completely underutilize him.
I think it's really weird that they used Ego the Living
I know.
Planet of all the Marvel
Well,
villains.
that's one of the things I really liked about it, is that
Yeah,
we're
it's-
now at the point where Ego the Living Planet is
Is
the
it-
main
yeah.
villain of a Marvel movie.
When will we get Sauron, the guy who wants to turn everything into dinosaurs?
You're talking about the guy from Lord of the Rings, right?
No.
Sauron?
No,
or
Sauron.
Saruman?
He's a Spider-Man villain.
Oh.
He turned himself into like a dinosaur man.
Well, apparently Amy Pascal said that Spider-Man's not going to be in the MCU past Homecoming 2,
Yeah.
so we can only hope that
Please, Kevin Feige,
Feige?
please make Sauron the Spider-Man villain, the villain of Spider-Man: Homecoming. Sony, maybe if they have to decide, is it Avi Arad's choice or is it Feigu's?
Sony, please fire Avi Arad. Hate
Well, they
him.
can't fire him because he gives them money.
Oh, yeah.
He would quit them. Avi Arad, please quit Sony.
We said that in like unison.
Yeah. I'll desync it so it does.
We say it one after each other.
Yeah.
There's like 5 mid-credit scenes in this movie. And all of them are just kind of tacked on.
Yeah.
2 of them are funny, maybe. One of them is the Watcher and Stan Lee.
But they already had a Watcher and Stan Lee joke in the movie.
It's just another callback.
They just kind of leave him there in space.
And I guess he's got to go back and be the mailman for the Fantastic Four. He's got to jump universes to the Fox universe.
They don't explain how he's there or why. He just is.
Groot goes through puberty. That was quite funny. It would have been funnier if he walked in and Groot was masturbating, just leaves.
Yeah.
Just comes.
The sap all over.
Yeah.
Like he just, like Star just walks in and then some sap just shoots past him.
He's like, I am Groot. He's like, oh, sorry, I'll knock next time. I am Groot. Sylvester Stallone's getting a spin-off movie with a bunch of other people that showed up at the end.
Can only hope.
Sean Gunn stabbed Drax in the chest with an arrow. Adam Warlock is a thing, I guess. I cringed so hard when they're like, oh, we've created the new most ultimate being, Adam. It's like, oh, wow. She's talking about Adam Warlock from the comics.
Adam.
I really hate Marvel. Like, I used to love Marvel.
Well,
I'm trying to like pinpoint the movie where I just started hating these fucking things.
I didn't like the first Iron Man movie very much. I thought it was okay.
Well, that's probably one of the best Marvel movies. Oh no, the Incredible Hulk's terrible.
So I think it was already bad.
It's got a good fight scene at the end with Abomination.
Yeah, but that's a lot.
Domination.
I like the scene where before he becomes Abomination and he's fighting at the university better.
Oh yeah, that was good as well.
Yeah, because he's just like so pumped up, like I'm gonna fight this monster. He just gets one shot.
Yeah.
But it's just such a good build up to that one bit where he gets punched straight in the face.
That film has 2 good action scenes. So like whenever I do like a marathon of the MCU, I just watch those 2 action scenes because the rest of the movie's boring and I can't remember it. Yeah. And I've seen it like 4 times.
Stan Lee drinks some Hulk blood
and dies. So he can't be playing the same actor if he dies in one of them, unless he just comes back to life. Maybe the Watcher just appears and saves him and then takes him to space.
Yeah.
Iron Man 2 sucks. Thor, you say is your favorite. I don't see it. I like the first half where he's like in Asgard, and I like the ending. The middle bit's just boring.
I like the bit on Earth most.
No, that's the most, because you're just in a desert because it's cheap to film there. It's just dull.
No, I like it. I like it. It's fun. It's him earning his right to be Thor.
Whatever.
By learning humility.
I really like the first Captain America. It's like one of my favorites.
I like first Captain America. Okay.
It's not as good as like Winter Soldier, but I don't know. Yeah. I really like it. It's I
wouldn't even say that's a fair comparison.
No, yeah, they're 2 completely different films. Yeah. But the first one's just like this fun, campy, like 40s, like this time period movie.
I wish it was more of a war propaganda kind of thing.
Yeah.
And not just a superhero movie.
No, because I like the kind of tone. It's like this fun, kind of campy Rocketeer tone to it.
Yeah, I guess it's a bit of Rocketeer tone.
Well, it was directed by the guy that directed Rocketeer, so that's why. Like, I thought that going out, and I'm like, oh, it's directed by the same guy. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I really like it. I do hear that like there's a montage, and then he's just Captain America at the end, but it's fine.
Yeah. I do like that montage.
Yeah, it's a good montage.
Also, that's the only fucking Captain America movie where he uses a gun.
Yeah.
Like, why did he stop using guns?
He's got to kill people with a shield instead, because he's not violent. He's not Batman or Superman.
I don't know, if you smash someone in the face with a big shield, it's probably going to kill them.
I like the first Avengers. I've seen it a lot of times. It's just a dumb action movie. It's got some funny lines.
Yeah. It's got Tommy Lee Jones. Tommy Lee. What? Is that the right name?
No! Tommy Lee Jones is Two-Face from Batman Forever. It's from Men in Black.
Yeah?
He's not in Avengers.
Oh, I was talking about Captain America still. I thought we were still talking about Captain America.
Wait, yeah, Tommy Lee Jones is in Captain America.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's good in Captain America.
Yeah, like that bit where he says he won't kiss him.
Yeah, and then he eats a steak.
Yeah.
I like Tommy Lee Jones. I wish he was in more of these things.
Maybe.
Yeah, the first Avengers is okay.
The first Avengers or the first Avenger?
Avenger Dissembles.
Yes, good. You said the right name.
Yeah. Not the British Avengers from the 90s or whatever.
I remember watching a few episodes of that.
Oh yeah, it was a show.
Yeah, it was a show, and then they made a movie later.
Iron Man 3, I don't like Iron Man 3.
I like Iron Man 3.
There's got some good scenes.
It
but I
feels
don't
like
know.
Thor.
Yeah, that's why I don't like it.
Because it goes from the Iron Man stuff, then the learning to be a hero again stuff, to then just the Iron Man stuff again.
I'm gonna blow up all my suits at the end, and then I'll
Yeah.
just make another one, I guess, because
Yeah.
I gotta be in the new Avengers movie. It's not awful. It's better than Iron Man 2. But it's not. I still prefer the first one. The first one's probably the best.
For Iron Man 3, it's a good Christmas movie.
It's just not a good Christmas movie.
Remember when-
Every Shane Black movie is a
Yeah.
Christmas movie. It's just like it's not even like incorporated well. It's just like, oh yeah, Happy Christmas at the end, and you're like, this takes place at Christmas. Like they said before that, all Marvel movies take place when they're released.
Yeah.
But then this one was released in the summer, and it takes place
it
at Christmas.
came out in like March or May.
Yeah.
And then after Christmas time.
They should have released it at Christmas.
Yeah. There's no reason they couldn't have.
Yeah, it would have made more sense. But whatever.
Oh.
What came after that? Thor 2, the greatest of all MCU movies.
I hate Thor 2.
I've only seen it once.
They,
It's like Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I'll never watch it again.
that just felt like a fucking Star Wars prequel.
yeah, it was when Thor and Natalie Portman were talking about sand,
Yeah.
in the like Naboo-esque like Asgard set, and
Oh,
I'm just
yeah.
like, I'm getting flashbacks to Attack of the Clones here.
Yeah.
That's not a good film to be having flashbacks of.
Oh no.
What came after that? Was it Guardians?
Winter Soldier.
Oh yeah, oh Winter Soldier's great. Don't need to say anything about that. It's just a good spy espionage movie. It's got some great action scenes. Guardians of the Galaxy 1 is good. One of my favorite films. I like it less after seeing Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
I like it more after seeing Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Age
Not
of
really.
Ultron sucks.
So I like it. It's okay.
Eh.
I like Ant-Man.
Ant-Man's okay. I've seen it a couple times. It's fine. It annoys me, that film, because I really love Edgar Wright, and I would have loved to see his version, but
Yeah.
eh.
I'm excited for Ant-Man and Wasp.
I'm excited for Baby Driver, starring Edgar Wright as Baby Driver.
Oh.
Yeah, no, Ant-Man and Wasp will probably be pretty good. Because they're not like adapting it from an old Edgar Wright script, they can just write it from scratch as like
Yeah.
its own thing.
That kind of makes me worried about like, because will it just have like a completely different tone?
I would assume it, like all MCU movies are now just gonna have like the Guardians of the Galaxy tone.
Yeah.
Because like Thor 3 just looks like Guardians of the Galaxy 2.5.
Yeah.
So Ant-Man and Wasp will just, well, Guardians made money, so we'll just make this a comedy. Ant-Man 1 didn't have like any funny lines in it.
I loved it. I think every time you say man, that movie sucked, it wasn't funny at all, I go from being like, it's okay, to being like, that's the best movie I've ever seen.
Even though we both just shat on like all of Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yeah.
So Dan, do you recommend Guardians of the Galaxy 2?
No!
I loved it. It was the best.
Oh no.
Fuck you, Dan.
So Ethan, would you recommend
We haven't finished our MCU reviews.
Oh, shit.
There's still Civil War.
I hate Civil War.
Yeah, Civil War. I really enjoyed it the first time because it's got a great like action scene.
I really like the scene where Cap is chasing Bucky and Black
that's a good
Panther
scene.
is also chasing Bucky.
Actually, you know what? All the action scenes in Civil War are great.
I don't like the end fight scenes.
I do.
I think,
It's got some emotion behind it.
yeah,
Ant-Man
but because I
being-
just feel so
Ant-Man?
against Iron Man. in
Yeah.
it, which is weird because it's like he's trying to like avenge his dead parents.
Yeah.
But I still feel.
But he's been such an
against
asshole
it.
the whole film
Yeah,
that you
but
just
it's
kind of
like,
like
well,
don't feel for him
yeah.
anymore.
because
Yeah.
it's just like, well, Bucky was brainwashed into a super weapon. He didn't choose to murder your parents. Like, sure, he could be used to do something like that.
Well,
again.
I was waiting for a scene where Bucky's like, "No, wait, I was brain controlled the whole time," and then Iron Man would be like, "Oh, I guess that's okay then."
Well,
but
that's the thing.
then
they
there'd
have
be
a
no
scene
conflict.
like that.
Yeah, but they got to
And-
fight.
Yeah, so he
They got
then,
to punch at the end.
he then, after the whole, like, oh yeah, well, you were just being controlled, and then it's like, okay, now that I found out that you were used to kill my parents, now it's personal. Man, that
Okay.
was a stupid movie.
Yeah, it's a stupid movie.
Remember how they ruined Baron Zemo?
Yeah. Hey, you like Iron Man 3? They ruined the Mandarin.
They didn't ruin the Mandarin.
Yeah, they did.
They made it great.
No, they.
He was an
Fuck
actor
you.
playing
Can you
a
imagine
Mandarin.
if like Ultron was an actor playing a robot the whole time?
It wouldn't have worked because Iron Man 3 already doing that joke.
Well, fuck you.
Iron Man 3 did it great. See, because the Mandarin is like too, like, he feels too bizarre of a villain for an Iron Man movie.
No, that's what would have been so good. Is that like with Doctor Strange?
Yeah, doing something different.
Yeah.
But
I'm really hoping that now they have Doctor Strange. I just want Doctor Strange movie where he teams up with Iron Man to fight the Mandarin. There you go. That's how you incorporate the Mandarin. You make him fight Doctor Strange, like that old Spider-Man episode where Spider-Man and Doctor Strange fight the Mandarin. Is it the Mandarin?
No, they fight fucking Dormammu.
Oh yeah, it's Dormammu.
Yeah. Well, it's Dormammu and...
It's a black guy's name.
Yeah, I forgot as well. Mordo.
Mordo, yeah. It's Mordo. I thought it was a Mandarin.
It's such an unmemorable name.
Yeah.
Baron Mordo.
Baron Mordo. Yeah, I want an Iron Man and a Doctor Strange team-up movie where they fight the Mandarin and they butt heads because they're
more
similar
Iron
characters.
Man team-up movies.
Aren't you excited for Spider-Man Homecoming?
You mean Iron Man?
Homecoming?
Iron Man and his sidekick?
Yeah, that probably will. No, I have a feeling that Iron Man's only going to be in like the first half. Because like, if you've seen the last trailer, you've seen the entire movie. Because you know what Sony are like.
Like, I'd assume there's going to be some sequence where Iron Man shows up to give him his suit back for some reason.
It'll be at the very end.
Yeah. And Iron Man will have to...
We have to fight Thanos soon, so here's your suit back.
Yeah.
In fact, I made you an Iron Spider suit. It's got the legs on it, because remember the comics?
Well, they'll have a trailer where they show the Iron Spider suit if they're going to have it.
Oh yeah, it'll be like a after credit scene.
Yeah, it'll be like in Civil War when they just showed Spider-Man in the trailers. It's like, oh well, that's that. Sting gone.
Yeah.
Like, they were hiding Ant-Man, and then they just went, second trailer, he's just in it.
Yeah.
And then a Spider-Man, the last trailer, he's just in it.
I hate trailers. I try not to watch them anymore. What do you think of Doctor Strange?
Only seeing it the one time, I'd still say, yeah, it was okay. I like it enough.
I like it about as much as Ant-Man. It's fine.
Yeah, it goes in that category of like, yeah, I'd watch it again if I had the chance to, but I wouldn't go out of my way to watch it again.
Yeah, if it was on TV, I'd
if I was just there and it was there, I'd watch it.
It's not like, oh, I want to watch Doctor Strange again. Yeah. I mean, I went to go and see it in the cinema twice, but it was only because, like, people I knew were going anyway, so I was like, yeah, I'll come with you.
Yeah.
I liked it first time. And then we get to Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
It's the worst Marvel movie, I think. No.
I know, it's not as bad as Thor 2.
But
Thor 2. It's not good. So Dan, would you recommend going in style?
I'd recommend going in style to see not Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Volume 2.
Yeah.
It's so stupid that it's called Volume 2.
No, I think that's one of the only good things about the film. Like, the first one, it's all about the mixtape, and then he gets Volume 2 at the end, and then this one, it's Volume 2.
Yeah, but this movie has so little to do with the mixtape.
Yeah.
Like, the mixtape is a huge deal in the first movie.
They really felt like they shoehorned it into this one. Yeah. There was that scene with Rocket where he's like, oh, do you have, like, Peter Quill's music? Because Peter's not in the scene, and we still want to play one of the soundtrack songs, so
we can't
just put it on in the background.
Headphones and stuff, so we have to have a boombox.
Oh, so stupid. Fucking hated this movie.
Yeah.
I hate it more and more the more we talk about it. No. I left the cinema like, I didn't hate it, and now I'm like, I hated it.
I hated it so bad. The fact that I knew within 5 minutes that I hated the movie.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, the first 5 minutes of Guardians, I was like, I'm going to love this. And the first 5 minutes of this, I'm like, oh, I'm going to hate it. And I did. And it was like, there was no surprises. It was just...
It took me a lot longer.
It was a mess. It was just a mess. It was like, I want to say... It's like, I would almost say they put too many eggs in one basket. Because that makes it sound like...
It's a cash-in.
Yeah, it is.
Cash grab.
It's like they put too much crap in one basket.
Yeah.
Like, with too many eggs, it's like, oh, we got the jokes, we got the right things, they got the right ingredients, but with this, it's like, put a brick in there, got some rocks and some leaves.
Too many of Drax's infamous...
laughs.
His infamous turd smell.
Yes.
I forgot the line. Shit.
Oh, we didn't talk about Mantis. Mantis is good. Although she's only there to play off Drax.
Yeah, she was fun to have around. She's just kind of like, because like obviously the team is a bunch of like murderers and space pirates. It's nice to have just an innocent character in there.
Yeah.
Because I guess Groot was that in the first one.
But he's
baby
annoying
now.
Baby now. Yeah. He severs people's toes.
Yeah.
He says fuck apparently. Like, there was that great scene where Rocket like, I don't understand that scene. It took me a while. Like, it was after the scene happened. I was like, oh, that was a joke. It was when he says, like, Yondu's about to die, and they throw him a thing. And then he says, I am Groot. And then Rocket says, he said you're a member of the frickin' Guardians of the Galaxy. Except he didn't say frickin'. I'm sitting there like, well, why did you say frickin'? Did you just need to add that word?
You've really
and then
got
he flew
to watch
away
your
and he's
language,
like,
young man.
yeah, and it's like, oh, so I guess he said fuck?
Yeah.
Oh. So he has to add that other line on because otherwise you would just think, oh, well, Rocket just said fricking for no reason.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't censoring. Like it would have been funnier if he says you're a member of the effing Guardians of the Galaxy. He's like, and then he says immediately, he's like, we need to have a conversation about your language.
Yeah.
That might have been funny, but the way they did it was just like, oh, that was a joke.
Laugh! Laugh, you swine!
I'm Drax! I find everything funny.
Nothing goes over my head. It hits me in the face.
That describes this movie perfectly. Oh, I guess we're done. Fuck this movie.
Hooked on a feeling.
I am an old man. I'm going to rob a bank.
I forgot the rest of the way it goes.
Going in style.